Hey guys and girls, and welcome back to Skyblock. Even though this doesn't look like Skyblock at all, my voice is still recovering, as we talked about in the previous Ragecraft episode. But here we are. So I've gotten a lot more work done. So the first thing, if you remember from last episode, we discussed what type of, I don't want to call it like a villager trading hall, but what sort of villager trading system that we were going to be setting up. So we decided that we were going with one shepherd, cleric, librarian, farmer, then an armorer, weaponsmith, toolsmith, and then one butcher for a total of 8 villagers. We then spent, if I could push my spacebar correctly, then we spent a bunch of time working out a design which the first iteration looks something like this. You know, we had the pressure plate here, which triggered that, which triggered a whole bunch of stuff, which then double triggered some water in order to be able to just basically monitor where the villagers were at all times. So off camera, I spent a lot more time condensing this, getting it down, slimmed up. So you can see I was able to take one block off the back here, so we no longer have this torch tower, and instead the torch tower has been kind of much neater integration into the rest of the design. And then I was able to take a block off the top, moving the piston, the sticky piston with the redstone block in front of it. Instead of being immediately above the redstone, I put it to the side. It makes no real difference. So then, now that I had this, I mean, we did the rough part on camera here, and then I upgraded it, and this was just a lot of iteration, right? It was super boring, which is why it was happening off camera. And then I had this new fancy design, and I'm like, okay, well, now that I have this new fancy design, and I kind of have a rough idea of what I want the outside of this to look like, you can kind of see that I went a little bit crazy with it. I was just having a lot of fun and kicking it off camera. So it's not finished. By no stretch of the imagination is it finished. But it's a lot further. So before I show you the redstone, let's go ahead and drop some villagers in here. So there's a villager. So obviously this is going to lead down into wherever this comes up at. So this is just a big old water pillar here. And you can see he just fell in the first slot. He just fell into the second slot. And so let's just go ahead and I can't, the only drawback with this design is you can't spam villagers into it because that could result in 2 villagers falling into the same chute. Now, the way that this breeder works is we're never going to have more than 1 villager entering the system at a time, so it's not that big of a deal to have it kind of spaced out like this. So you can see right off the bat, the first villager entered the first slot, and the second into the second, the third into the third, fourth into the fourth, fifth into the fifth. There's the, oh, see, that one got a little too close. That wouldn't happen with that design over there. But let's go ahead and let's play this out, right? So if we kill these 2 villagers, that guy just went over there. So without this redstone, see, he ended up there because he was already past it, but immediately we had another villager enter that correct slot. Now let me go ahead and put one more villager in, and we're going to watch what this guy does. So now all 8 slots are finished, and you know, I could, I'll be killing them off, I'll be calling the villagers in order to get exactly this setup right here. So now let's watch this guy, right? Where's he at? Okay. So you can see the dispensers are all working correctly. The water streams are all moving properly. I'm using a bunch of signs. Probably need to be using fence gates, but oh well. It's Skyblock. The world's not going to ever be big enough for signs versus fence gates to cause a lag difference. So he's still moving through, And one cool thing is I don't even have to put in some sort of kill chamber for overflow because this water stream pushes him into the very final slot. And then because that slot is filled, just continuing to build this regularly causes this dispenser to output water, which then causes the villager to drown. So yeah, I could drop the villager out of the world. I could like punch a hole back here or do something like that and then just have him fall. It wouldn't even be fall to his death. He would fall into the freaking void, man. He would just disappear from existence. And see, it even works with like 2 at the same time. But like, I don't know. This is nice, it's clean, I don't have to worry about anything. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is like noise. Is it ever going to get annoying that we're constantly hearing like villagers taking damage? Because realistically, this is So the thing that people kind of forget about is this is infinite number of villagers, but there's different types of infinity. There's an infinity that exists between 1 and 2. You know, like you could go like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and then you could go 1.01, 1.001, 1.0001, etc., etc. You could have 1 point infinite 0 1, and then 1 point infinite 0 2, etc. And there's an infinite number that exists between 1 and 2, and then there's also an infinite number that exists between like 1 and a million. So this is still technically infinite villagers. It's just a very slow infinity. So we're gonna have a constant stream of villagers, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to handle them. And originally I thought about, like, what if I just kill them, like put a lever something over here, and see, they're still. That's what I'm concerned about being annoying. I was originally thinking about, what if I put like a lever and then prevent them from coming up the tube, something like a lever down here, something to kill them. And it's like, well, then I have to unswitch the lever in order. Like, what if I decide that this guy is junk after all? What if I'm like, this guy's junk? I don't want him no more. And see, that actually opens it up. See, so that slot, I know it's a little bit loud. There's a lot of moving parts. But if we decide he's junk, see, then this next villager would fill the spot. So if we had some sort of stopper down at the bottom, he wouldn't automatically filter into the machine. There would have to be more buttons that I push. And I don't like pushing buttons, guys. I'm lazy. I don't want to push no dang buttons. So I definitely want to kill them at the end of the stream, and so I'm okay with this. So then there's one more thing that I want to... Oh, I remember. Okay, so I haven't really done in the much of way of aesthetics. Like, these walls here are the most I've done in the way of aesthetics. And it's like, I was really happy with how these walls kind of came together. I don't know if I ever showed this on camera, but I knew that the original villager trading hall was going to be like this rounded... kind of ovular shape, like a rounded rectangle sort of thing, and man, it turned into exactly what I envisioned. I don't remember if I ever showed that on camera or not, but just, yes, I was very proud. Oop, I missed. I was very proud at this. So anyway, the other thing that I did is, here, let me show you this side first, is the redstone actually ended up getting changed a little bit more. The reason for it is because I found out that, you know, based around that same circular design that we're using on all of our towers, right? I technically could have made room for 10 villagers, but we decided 8 was good, and then if we had the room for more librarians, we would have fit them. But then I was thinking, and it's like, well, if we're doing all of this villager trading, we're gonna need a spot for like emerald overflow and like trade overflow. Like, what if I bring 64 carrots, but due to like the way the multiplication works of his trade, I'm only able to sell 58 carrots. Do I really want to carry those 6 carrots all the way back to... all the way back. I realize that Skyblock is fairly small, but I could just put them in a chest alongside all the emeralds. So it's like, okay, well, I ended up cleaning up the redstone a bit, so that way we could have nice little storage cubbies like this. And this isn't the final design, and obviously there's a lot, like, I need some interior home decoration here, man. I need like, what is that guy's name that does like that home improvement show, Ty something? I need Ty to come by and just totally redecorate all of my builds, because right now this is very plain and boring. I know, you don't have to tell me, I'm aware, but you know, it gets the job done. And once we actually go to build it in Skyblock, we'll do a lot better job of cleaning the thing up. So anyway, let's actually jump over into Skyblock proper. Alright, so I'm now in Skyblock proper. The first thing that I noticed upon reloading the world is that we have a bunch of passive animals spawn on our grass platform. And that is so cool. 1.10 has released in between this episode and the previous episode. You can see that in the upper left-hand corner. And 1.10 did something weird to the chicken farm, and which is why I'm really happy to see all those passive animals up there. It killed all of our chickens. I don't know why, I don't know how, and you can also see another problem that we have over there. All of the chickens are dead. I didn't have a huge egg store on hand, so, God, I don't have these levers labeled. Which one does what? Okay, so this has got to be the add more chickens to the thing. No, was that not add more chickens? No. Okay, yes it was. It was just I didn't have the lever on. Okay, so that was not good. I need, so the first thing I know that I need to do is flip that lever off so that way I can get more eggs. And then, do I have spare eggs lying around here? I thought I did. This is going to be, I don't know. Chicken, come on, let me out of the hole, please. Thank you. Okay, I have 16 more eggs. Hopefully, that's my reserve eggs, I believe. I don't think I have any more. No, that's it. That's it. Okay, this is not so good. We're a little bit scared right now. Please. I mean, obviously we can get more eggs the same way that we got our eggs previously. But man, if this is the easier way. Okay, there we go. We got one chicken. That's all we needed. We got one. Are we only? Okay, we got 2, 3, 4. Just 4? Okay. You know what? I'll take the 4. And then I have it set up to feed me eggs. So that's good. So that the 1.10 apparently like soft broke the chicken farm easily fixed. The next thing that we needed to address really quickly is at the end of the episode, we spent a long time talking about, I wouldn't say a long time, but we spent some time talking about some good names for our brand new bow and fishing rod that we've just made. And judging by the top comments, and I tried to go with what was like most common or like an aggregate of what was most common. And like, as much as it pains me to say, that was like the highest voted thing. It's a bow, and we're naming it David Bowie. I couldn't make this up. That would have never crossed my mind. But like, apparently you guys loved it, and I thought that it was an amazing name, so that's what we're going with. We have this amazing Power 5 Punch 2 and Breaking 3 Flame Mending Bow, which we are naming David Bowie. Good job. For 8 enchanting levels. And then we have this fishing rod, and there was a bunch of different names for the fishing rod. I think like Hooker was one of them, which is mildly inappropriate. I think there was another one that was like Fishy McFish Face, and that one was pretty good. But I think the one that you guys decided on that you liked the most was the Nimrod. And I just thought, because, you know, we've always had this like ongoing conversation, like, do you guys want like a community name? Like, I know that like Philip DeFranco refers to his community as like the nation, and like Toby Turner does audience, and like, you know, all of these other things. And yeah, everybody has some way of addressing the collective, right? And you guys debated there for a while. There was a faction of you that wanted to be called Nimrods, and I'm like, I feel like I'm insulting you every time I call you a Nimrod. But there we go. There it is. At least we can pay homage to it, right? So we've got the Nimrod, the Lure 3 and Breaking 3, Luck of the Sea 3 with Mending, Ultimate, Best in Slot, God tier fishing pole, and it's so good. And I can actually like totally destroy like half of that fish farm now because we no longer need the bow cycling function. Or not, did I say bow? I meant fishing rod cycling function. So yeah. Actually, as I was putting Nimrod into the chest, I was like, oh yeah, I made a couple of other backup fishing rods in case I fall off the edge of the map. As it happens. I'm probably gonna fall off at some point in the near future. And so I was like, okay, we got this Lure 3, I'm Breaking 3, Luck of the Sea, Mending. I'm breaking Lure, Luck of the Sea, Mending. Lure, Unbreaking, Mending, Luck of the Sea. So we actually have Nimrod, and this is Nimrod 1. And if I die, if I lose it, one of these becomes Nimrod V2, and one of these becomes Nimrod V3. So that's pretty nice too. It's nice to know that we've got a backup for our backup. I also wanted to give you guys an update on the Iron Golem farm. Like we saw a little bit earlier, I kind of teased it a bit. The Iron Golem farm has been fixed. So what we did at the end of the last episode did work. The Iron Golem farm is working now. You can see that there are 3 villagers just oh so tightly clumped in here. Originally I had that piston pulled up, but you know, this armorer is actually pretty valuable with his Unbreaking 2 diamond chest piece. So I did try to get him isolated from the rest of the villagers. This butcher I also believe is valuable because I think this is our only butcher which allows us to sell our raw chicken. But like this farmer, I'm pretty sure we've got 2 farmers. And I think there's, actually, is that a second butcher? Hey, look at that. We have 2 butchers. Okay, well, maybe one of those butchers isn't as valuable. But right now, every single villager is valuable because if we lose one villager, the Iron Golem farm shuts back off. But now that the Iron Farm has been running again, I have a new sort of... Why do I always... I think as I swap... from 1.7 to play Ragecraft to 1. Current to play Skyblock, it always defaults it back to peaceful, and it's so annoying. So now we have a new problem with the Iron Golem farm, is like Iron Golems used to fall in a straight line, and it doesn't appear that they do anymore. They didn't used to have what would this be called? Like lateral velocity. And the only way that an Iron Golem would ever miss landing inside this tube at the bottom is if 2 Iron Golems spawned at once. Well, now it seems that they preserve their horizontal velocity. So as they fall, they sometimes land on the outside rim. And then they're able to walk on the floor here. So I need to add a tube going all the way up for the Iron Golems to dodge. Oh, and there's one more problem that I wanted to show you guys. You know how we were having... If I can climb these freaking stairs. And this is kind of something that I wanted to pose like as a question to you guys. You know how we were having a problem with like Iron Golems? Actually, I think I can show you like right out here. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at all those Iron Golems just chilling on the outside of the Iron Golem statue. Or on side of the what would this be called? The Iron Pyramid. Just like... So we're obviously having a problem with spawns. And I'm not exactly sure what the problem is. But I've caught... And again, my voice is still like... It's recovering. It'll be back. There's something where I've come up here and I've actually caught them spawning underneath these half slabs. So they'll spawn on top of this solid block, but underneath the half slab. So they'll be spawning right here as if there wasn't a half slab. And I like that's so strange, right? Like that shouldn't be able to happen. That should be not an applicable spawn spot, right? Right? And so I would then assume by extension that they could spawn like there, that they could spawn all sorts of weird places up here, which is again why we have, and you know, there might even be Iron Golems on the left side too. If they're on the right, I wouldn't know why they wouldn't be on the left. Yeah, there's 4 of them over there. Oh, yes, I can get more eggs and get more chickens. I can't see. Oh, there is one. You see it right there? So there's 5 over there. Interesting. Should I oh, hey. There's another egg. Okay. Good. At some point, I think it'd be pretty cool to build a cow farm, too. Like, I don't know. Some sort of cow farm, right? That'd be nice. They haven't grown up yet. Oh, well. 4 eggs, in you go. Thank you very much. Alright, very quickly, I just wanted to touch in with you guys real quick. The sugarcane farm continues to produce a ridiculous amount of sugarcane. Actually, I think I've got like 2 chests down there, 2 regular chests, and they're both full. They're both full to the brim of sugarcane, and it's just amazing, right? So right now what I'm doing is I'm going to need a ton of glass in order to... finish off this the Iron Golem tower. We've got to put the tube in, and I just wanted to touch in with how I'm getting all of this glass, so that way you guys didn't think I was cheating and spawning it in. Yeah, because villagers sell you glass, and it's good. It's good. Alright, so here's the plan. I'm going to take all that glass that I just got from the villagers, and if I need more than 66, I'll go, you know, trade more paper. I'm just gonna build a giant tube from floor to ceiling. So here goes nothing. Alright, so there she is. A rather gross looking glass tube, but a glass tube nonetheless to prevent all of these iron golems from escaping. And we still have to figure out why they're spawning outside of the given area. I don't know. I don't know. So anyway, this is going to be near the end of the episode. But since you guys seem to love naming stuff so much, I noticed that I have 49 levels. And, you know, doing all that trading with the villagers has kind of, like, it makes me feel like I'm wasting my levels here, right? So we've got a bunch of these Unbreaking 2 diamond chest pieces, right? So we could probably combine 2 of those together in order to get an Unbreaking 3. And then where did I put a special book that I call? Look at that. You see what that says? You see what that says? It's so good. Oh my gosh. I also got Silk Touch earlier. I should have. Did I make a protection 4? I thought I did. Is it up in here somewhere? Well, there you go. Looting 3, don't care about. Protection 4. Actually, looting 3, do we care about? No, because the only thing you really want looting for is to get wither skulls. And it's like, well, we don't have soul sand to be able to summon a wither, so do we care about looting? Probably not. Let's just see before I use that one. Is there another just like blank protection 4 that's just protection 4 on its own? That one's pretty good. That one's considerably less important. So we can combine all this together to make Unbreaking 3, Protection 4, Mending. It needs a name. Name me. And that's going to be where we end the episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out. In between this episode and the next, I'm going to be spending a lot of time let me pull that out before I accidentally name it. I'm going to spend a lot of time working on this tower over here. Actually, it's kind of interesting. Like, this zombie just fell out of the mob farm. He's a zombie villager, and he's wearing feather falling boots. So that's the 3rd villager we need. It's just we don't have any more gold in order to convert him over. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm not going to finish it. I'm definitely going to do this with you guys. But I'm just going to get, like, the bones, the structure of it going. And then we'll definitely work on this next episode. So anyway, you guys love naming stuff. Diamond chest piece with Unbreaking 3, Protection 4, Mending. It needs a name. You guys, get on it. Anyway, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.